my channel. This week I created this bold freaking makeup look. I dived back into the glitter drawer. I actually used this palette here that so many people wanted me to feature on my channel because I featured it in my Jaclyn Hill video. So if you guys want to see what my eyeshadows I keep in here and how to create this makeup look, please keep watching. Alright guys, so I have on my base and then I've also got on my eyebrows. I've also got separate videos on those, so if you guys want to see those, I'll link them up here. Or in case I forget, just go back on my channel because I've got separate videos on them. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be going into this bad boy. This is the Makeup Forever XL palette. It fits about 56 eyeshadows in here, I think. It's a big daddy, and the thing I like the most about this is that it fits so many shadows and it was only about £6. So I got this at IMAX and it's really worth it. Even if you don't get it at IMAX, you can get it for a really cheap price, like £11, so it's not expensive at all. The only thing that's bad about it is that it is like metal, so it does get like scratched and dirty and stuff, and it is quite deep, so you do find that your eyeshadows move around a bit. That's why I keep this little foam thing in here. It comes with this palette, so I just keep it at the top with like sellotape. I like stick it in. This is the palette I take on holiday whenever I want to go for a bit of colour, when I want to go for a bit of neutral shades, all in this bad boy. And most of them are Makeup Geek. Maybe I have like 2 MAC eyeshadows and Anastasia Beverly Hills. I really love the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows. If you guys haven't tried them, you need to try them, guys, because the freaking formula is just so like buttery. I'll show you this one, look. Goddamn. Anyways, I'm going to be doing a look using these eyeshadows today, and so many of you guys wanted to know more about the colours in here. If you guys are looking for single eyeshadows, make sure you check out Makeup Geek. I would 100% recommend them, more so than MAC eyeshadows, because they have the most amazing shades and it's still really affordable as well. The only thing that's annoying about these eyeshadows is that once you put them in a palette, when you have black eyeshadow and stuff like that, you get fallout all over this. Like, this used to be like a light pale green at one point, so now I need to clean the top layer off. This is called Fantasy. It's such a pretty colour. It's like a mint green. So I'm going to swatch some of my favourite eyeshadows that I have in this palette that I'd really recommend to you guys. So one is this colour here. It's called Pegasus, and it's this bright blue shade here. It's like me in an eyeshadow. If I was ever going to create an eyeshadow, I would create a colour like this. Ooh, girl, it is so pretty. It's like a bright blue, tealy kind of shade. I'll do a swatch here. This is no primer or anything like that. Goddamn. I also really love this shade here. This is called Curtain Call, and it's like a really nice burgundy, reddish, plummy shade. It's very similar to the texture of the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. So if you guys are thinking to get that palette because you don't want to invest in loads of single eyeshadows, the formula is very similar in the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette to the foiled eyeshadows by Makeup Geek. I also love this shade here. This is called Epic. Have I done a look with this on my channel before? Because I need to if I haven't. Look, it's like a deep forest green. Literally love it. Oh my god. I haven't seen this shade anything like this before. This shade is also really nice. I think it's a newish one. It's called Legend. And it's like a really bright bronze orangey kind of gold. This is like my top shade, but this colour, oh my god, so pretty. I'm going to check on my channel if I've ever done a look like that before, because otherwise I'll do a look using this today. Okay guys, so I'm going to be taking out eyeshadows from this palette, so I have to keep holding it up, so I'll show you in here because so many people are interested in the shades that I have in this palette. So this eyeshadow is called Birkin by Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I have found a dupe for it, and it's called Bake Sale by Makeup Geek. This is Birkin and then this is Bake Sale. I'll do swatches of both. They both feel like so creamy. That's the 2 shades there. Can you see the difference? This one's maybe a little bit darker. This is Bake Sale and then this is Birkin. So similar. I don't know why I need both of these in my eyeshadow palette, but you know, the palette's so big that it fits so much eyeshadows in there. I'm actually looking for a palette that's even bigger than this, so if anyone has any suggestions, let me know, because I have other eyeshadow palettes and I'd rather just keep everything in one palette because then I'll actually use them. I find when I have too many palettes, I just don't remember to use them, so that's why I like really big palettes like this, so that I can actually see all my shades and then, you know, use them. So I'm going in with Birkin with my Morphe M576 brush, and this is just going to start off in the crease. I'm just going to start to build a transition shade. We are going to use quite a greenish shades today, so I still want it to blend back into my skin tone to keep it a bit more neutral up here. That's how you make things look a bit more modern, I always think, like when you put like a really light brown into the crease rather than doing like bright green everywhere. It just looks a bit like dated, you know. When you have that brown transition, it just looks so much more cooler, Instagrammable. So I'm literally just going back and forth, like almost kind of bringing it to my eyebrows literally because it's such a light shade. Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows are freaking amazing. They're so good. Really, really good, guys. I'd highly recommend them, but they are a bit more expensive than Makeup Geek. But honestly, like Makeup Geek, I'm like so happy with them. I don't even use any MAC eyeshadows anymore. I used to use MAC all the time because I only knew about them that done like pan refills and stuff. But now I'm like, who buys single eyeshadows anymore, you know, with the packaging and stuff? Like, you'd rather buy a palette. But I actually really like customizing my own eyeshadow palette because all the time when you get a palette, there's always the shades that you won't wear, or you need to use another eyeshadow palette and there's not a good black in there. So in this, I have like the best black, which is Anastasia Beverly Hills Noir eyeshadow, the best. Okay, and then in my crease, I'm going to use one of my only MAC shades that's in my palette, and this is in a shade called Ground Brown. I think this is only a pro colour, so you can only get this in pro MAC stores. There's the only colour that I have in here. Oh, and I have Raw eyeshadow from MAC in here, but that one is okay. I'm just trying to use that one up. But Ground Brown is a really nice warm chocolatey brown. Just watch it. It's super creamy as well. It's just like a really nice deep brown. There's nothing really special about it, to be honest, but I'm trying to hit pan on a lot of my eyeshadows so that I can like exchange the colours out and, you know, all that jazz. I'm gonna go with my soft crease brush by Makeup Addiction. It's a bit smaller than the last eyeshadow brush because I want it to be a bit more concentrated now, and this is gonna go directly in that crease. And I try to do both eyes at the same time so that I can get them as symmetrical as possible. Sometimes I feel like when I do all one eye and I try to recreate another eye, my eye's gonna look lopsided. I'm also gonna dip into a bit of this shade here. One of my favourite shades from Makeup Geek is called Cocoa Bear. So I kind of mix these two shades together because going from this colour to that Birkin colour is really hard, so we need a colour in the middle. That's why I like eyeshadow palettes, because you can like dip in a lot of like different shades to get like the perfect shade. And I'm just using the same brush and just dipping my brush into the two eyeshadows and just getting that perfect transition shade. Going back in with my Morphe big blending brush to make sure that's all blended out. When you go in with such a deep eyeshadow colour, it's really hard to like pack on and then blend at the same time, so you need to make sure you interchange your brushes. Alright guys, that look pretty good to me. So on the eyes, I'm going to go in with an eyeshadow base because I really want to use that Epic eyeshadow from Makeup Geek because it is freaking epic. I didn't have any other green cream products. The only one I had is this from MAC, and it's called Shade. It's a Fluidline, so it's like a gel eyeliner, and it's probably dry AF right now. It looks so dry. I'm going to put a few drops of my Inglot Duraline in there. Put about 2 drops. And then just screw the lid back on and just shake it. So you guys can see, like before with no Duraline, it's like all dry and crusty, and then now it's like super creamy again. So if you guys haven't tried a Duraline before, you need it in your life, especially if you love gel eyeliners. Okay, I'm going to use a BH Cosmetics 122 brush. It's just like a synthetic brush. I'm going to take a bit of that shade eyeliner and I'm going to use it as a base for my eyeshadow. Whenever you go for kind of dark metallic shades like this, when you use a base, the colour's just going to go on so much more pigmented. And whenever you go for cream products, remember you want to try to use synthetic brushes because it will go on a lot smoother with synthetic brushes rather than natural bristles. I'm just using my Morphe brush that I used for that Birkin shade. I didn't put any extra eyeshadow on it, and I'm just going over to make sure it's blended into that green. Okay, now that I have that on my eyelid, I'm going to use the same shade eyeshadow with my Morphe 416. I think it's meant to be a lip brush. I'm going to put this on my bottom lash line as well to make it super green underneath too. I'm going to put this all over my bottom waterline. I just use the edge of the brush and I blend down a bit lower. Okay, I'm just using my big fluffy M576 brush again that I use on the top, blending that out again. The same on the other eye. Okay, so now that that's all smoked out on my bottom lash line, oh my god. This is why I don't like gel eyeliners, guys, because it's so hard to blend out, and once you blend them out, you blend them wrong. Girl, it's stuck there for life. On my eyelid, I'm going to put on this beautiful shade from Makeup Geek. It's called Epic, the one I showed you earlier. This is where I get all my inspiration from, guys. Just by looking at cool makeup products, I'm like, I'm going to base my whole look around this eyeshadow. I'm going to use a Diego Dalla Palma 8 brush. It's like a really flat shaded brush. Okay, I'm picking up as much as I can on the brush, and then I make sure I tap it off. And then I'm just placing this on top of that shade from matte, and this is going to go all in the inner corners. I'm probably going to leave the outer corners matte, so I'll just leave that matte gel eyeliner on there, and this is mainly going to go inner corners to outer third. And then I just use the edge of my brush because I want to start to blend this stuff out. So I'm really packing it on, like sweeping, packing. You guys see, like, it just gives such a pretty finish. I quite like it matte as well. I love greens like this. It's so hard to find like a really good green eyeshadow. Okay, on the outer corners, I'm going to go with this Makeup Geek eyeshadow. It's like a dark green, and it's called Enchanted Forest, like a dark matte foresty green. I'm going to go in with that soft crease brush that I used earlier with that dark brown. And this is going to go right on the outer corners to make it super smoky out here. Whenever you want to create a lot of depth in your eyes, you need to use matte shades, especially on the outer corners as well. You see, it's just like deepening that up. I'm going to go at an angle so it's super smoky on the outer corners. And this is just going in like almost like a V shape. It's kind of carving out the crease at the same time, but I'm also like blending it at an angle down so it fades in really nicely. I'm going to start to blend this out and start to fade it, and make sure you keep using your big Morphe brush that you use, that Birkin shade, and then fade it out as well, because we don't want it to be like really dark and then it's really hard to blend out. So I'm going in between the two shades, two brushes in my hand, one to put on colour and one to blend out. Okay, so I'm also going to take that Enchanted Forest with a smaller flat brush. This is like a bare minerals one, but any flat shaded brush, and I'm just going to set that eyeliner underneath and blow it out a bit more just to make sure it's really nice and smoky. And then just on the outer corners I'm going to use black shade to kind of blend it out. Just on the outer corners where I would put eyeliner. I always find whenever you do this, it makes your eyes look a lot more intense, like really nice and squinty. Which is how I like my smoky eye. Okay, I'm going to use a Kohl eyeliner. It's called Rock and Kohl by Charlotte Tilbury. And this is going to go in my waterline up here. And then also along my lash line. And I'm going to smoke this out as well to make it really nice and smoky in the top lash line. So I'm not making this very precise whatsoever. I'm just kind of wiggling it along. And then I'm going to blend it out with some black eyeshadow. I really like this eyeliner. It's super black and really creamy. It's actually so hard to find a good black eyeliner. My favourite was the Marc Jacobs one, but it's all finished. I used it all up. I need to go get a new one. Going back in with a black eyeshadow just on top to set that and make schmock it out. Schmock. And then I'm going to put on some mascara. This is the waterproof Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. I really like the waterproof one because it makes my bottom lashes really nice and full, because I have literally no bottom lashes, so this is perfect. Okay guys, and because it is a tweed tutorial and I haven't touched my glitter gel in a while, I thought let's just add a bit of glitter back in this tutorial. So I'm going to go in with this glitter. It's called Spark by Lit Cosmetic. This is in number 4. I don't think I've ever used the shade before. And then, as always, I'm going to go in my Dazzle Lock from Smolder Cosmetics for applying glitter. Okay, so I'm just using a bit of glitter on the inner corners. I just do a little dab. And I do one eye at a time because otherwise it dries out. So I pat the glitter glue all the way around. And then grabbing a bit of Spark on the brush. And just go right on the inner corners. Add a little bit of Prestige. Ooh, that's so pretty. It has like a greenish, bronzy glitter to it. I'm just going to do it on the other eye. Okay, then lash time on the menu today is called Lashfully Yours, and it's in the style called Victoria. I haven't tried these style before, but it's so full. Yes. I have got a separate video on how I stick on my eyelashes, so make sure that you go check out that on my channel. I'll try to leave it up here. I'm just going to quickly stick this on and I'll be back. Okay guys, so I've got on my eyelashes now. These are really long. The only thing about them is that they don't really taper here. And then I'm just going to quickly put on a lip. I just had my lips done like 3 days ago, so they're super bruised and they're still really swollen. They're like super tender. Okay, on my lips I'm going to use Spice Lip Liner by MAC. Okay, and then on my lips I'm going to use this brand new Jeffree Star liquid lipstick. It's in a shade called Hunty. Yeah. This is from his brand new summer collection. It's like a really pretty like orangey nude. His liquid lipstick is really nice, the formula. So many bruises on my lips. I need to make sure I use an opaque lipstick to cover them all up. Okay guys, I feel like my cheeks and my face are not glowy enough. So I'm going to go in with this Makeup Addiction Cosmetics Holy Glow Volume 1 highlighting palette. I really like this shade here. It's such a pretty like golden shade. So pretty, and it's so pigmented as well. Like one swatch. So nice. I already have some highlighter on, but I feel like it needs to be a bit brighter. I always find as well I need to layer up my highlight, especially by the end of when I do all my makeup, because my highlight just dies down, you know. And so whenever I highlight, I always want to make sure that other areas are matte so that it makes the highlight pop even more. So I always powder between my nose and my chin and the middle of my forehead, and then when these bits are matte, the other bits that are shining are gonna pop out even more. Okay, I'm gonna quickly redo my hair and I'll be back. Okay guys, so that's it for this makeup tutorial. I literally just done my hair. I put in some clip-in plaits. Normally whenever I plait my hair, the plait is so small. These are from Hair Rehab, and my choker's from Misguided, and these are from like a little jewellery shop that I found on sales at £5. So if you guys like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I know you guys love seeing like colour and bold looks, so let me know down below what my next colour should be in my next tutorial. And if you haven't yet, please make sure you subscribe, and before you leave, make sure you follow me on all my other social media platforms. It's just xThuyl on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys! Okay guys, so it's time to pose, vogue. pinky. Pink! That's not pink! Bloody yeah, my phone is going off. Everyone wants to message me. When I'm on my phone, no one messages me, and then now that I'm busy, it's like ding 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 ding. Oh, shit, I need to blend out this shit quick. Fuck! My fucking phone is going off! So annoying with Apple phones, you can't turn off the vibration when you put your phone on silent, you know? Okay guys, so that's it for this makeup.
The hell, that was very choppy, boy.
I know, to redo that again! Did it in my Jack and Hill favourites video. Jack and Hill favourites, what the fuck? Who likes this nail colour, guys? It's so pretty. It's called Believe or Leave. Oh my god, my tits are sweating, guys. They're sweaty bags right now. Bye! Make sure you subscribe.